To get started on customizing your homepage, we'll go over a few basics that you'll use across every single page within this website kit. So, one of the first things is that changing the placeholder text that's already in place. So, what you're going to do, and this is any area that has text, is you're going to hover over the area that has the text, and you have a couple options. You can double click the text and highlight it, and you can backspace it. If you want to undo that, you press Control Z. And if you wanted to change it within the actual module settings, you're going to hover over that gray area until the gear icon comes up. You'll click that gear icon, and then you can click in that area, and you can adjust your hours in there if you needed to change them 7 to 5 or whatever you want to put. Put any choice of text that you want in there. And then once you're done, click this green Save Changes button. And to change out the placeholder images on any area, what you'll do is you'll hover over the image itself, and you'll click that gray icon setting for the module settings, and you'll click, excuse me, click the image, and you will upload the image to the area right here. You can upload the files by dragging and dropping from your folder to put into there, or you can click the Select Files button to change it out and select the file that you'd like to put in there. So once you have chosen the image that you want to put in there, click Upload Image, and it will change out the image to the one that you want. When you're done with that, click the Save Changes button. So that is how you change out placeholder text and placeholder images. So the next thing that we're going to go over is how to change out the services area. So right here, it's just the text that you would need to change out in each area. So if you wanted to change the services area, you could change the text to whatever you want to by clicking on there and putting in what you wanted to put in. So if you wanted to put ABA services or just change the heading completely, you can do that. The icons that are already in place are there. They're already customized. They are the color that you see there. If you have different color icons that you would like to put in there, you are welcome to do so. So the way that to do that is you would highlight that icon and you would delete it, and you would hit Add Media so that you could add your own icon in there. Same way, you would upload the files. You can access free icons on different websites. There's Flat Icon. You do have to pay for those icons. You can have someone make up custom icons for you if you don't want them to be that color. They also have free icons that are basically black and white icons that you could put in there. Otherwise, you can leave the icons that are already there, just get rid of them completely if you don't like the way that they look. So if you did have an icon you wanted to put in there, just go ahead and hit Select Files and then find the icon that you would like and upload it there. I'm going to go ahead and just undo what I did so I could keep the icon in there. And the way that I would do that is just click that X button. To change out the placeholder text in this area, the same thing. You just highlight the text and backspace and add your text, or you can click that gear icon button and input your own text here. And make sure to just click that Save button when you're done. I'm going to click the X because I don't want to save it. So this button down here is the link that goes to the services page. So the way to change that and to change the button would be to change out the text here. You could put click to learn or click now, whatever you want to put in there. And then the link is already set. You don't have to do anything. If you're going to have a services page, the page is already in there, so you don't have to do anything. If you do want it to go to a different page, you would need to wait until you have that new page that you want to create already set up, and then you would select it from this drop-down area here. Otherwise, you would just leave that link in there, and you don't have to do anything with it. So that's how you change out the services area. If you wanted to change out the background color of these tabs, what you would do is you would click on this tab button here, go down to the background, and you could change it out to whatever you would like to here by inputting the hex code. So you could change it to whatever color. And then if you wanted to change the border around here to match that color, what you would do is to go to Design and Border, scroll down just a little bit and hit that border color area, hit Recent, and it will pull that color that you just added onto there. So that's how you change the look of the border and the tab color. Now to change the background color, and again, it's going to apply across every single page. To change the background color of an area, you can click over the area that has the background color as a whole. So if you see, when I hover over this picture, you can see that there's no background color showing there because the row settings don't have a background color. But when I click this area, you'll see that the background colors are. That's how you know that's the area that you want to change the background color for. So you could click that blue button for the section settings and click background. If you wanted to change it to this color that we already use, you could do it that way. If you wanted to change the background color on this heading area or this text area, the same thing applies. You'll see that this color only is within this box here, so you know that this is the box that you want to change for this background color. So you would scroll down to background, and then you would input the background color that you would like to have in there. So let's see, what color do we want? So if we wanted it to be blue, we could do that. So if you wanted to change these hour boxes, you would do the same thing. Hover over that area. You would change out the text. And if you wanted to change the background color, you could change it out to whatever you want. But I'm just going to go ahead and keep it matchy-matchy and just click it like that. And then you can also change the color of the text by hitting Design and heading Text. And you'll see that it's set as orange. So let's go ahead and change it to, let's try the black, and then let's change the text itself. Just to point out here, you don't want to change out the default areas unless you want the font to be different than what you're going to set as the main fonts for the website. That is something that I go over in the theme customizer settings. So if you do want different fonts across every different page, you can go ahead and change it there. Otherwise, please just leave the default in there so that when you do make the changes to the theme customizer settings, you don't have to go into each box individually and change out the placeholder text settings in here. So just leave that default in there. Don't worry about changing that until we go into the theme customizer settings. But each individual color that are in these heading areas, go ahead and change those out as you would like to. And I'll show you how to do that in mass as well. For this text color, I'm just going to make it white. So let's see. The way to change this out to match every single one and without having to go into each individual box would be to hold down the Shift button and click the module settings and click that settings box. Oops, okay, that's not how you do it. Click the module setting with holding the Shift button down and then left click in each box, and you'll see that each box was highlighted. And sometimes it likes to de-highlight. So just if it doesn't have the little gearbox showing, click it again. And so we will go across and you'll see that there's no text to change because we're actually in every single one of these boxes right now to make our life easier. And we're going to go ahead and change the heading text to what we had already done, which was this black color. Oops, I guess we're in the wrong one. So we're going to change that text color. We're going to change the heading text to that black color. And then we're going to change the background of each box to match these boxes, that first box there, by clicking that. And so that was an across the board change that you didn't have to do each individual box for. Could have even done that right here to match, let's see, the design, the color text. And we'll go to the text. You'll see that it's orange. Click recent and then click there. So that's how we can do the matchy-matchy very easily. And the same thing goes for right here. You can make the changes across the board by holding down the Shift button and clicking each box to change them out at the same time. So we'll go to that border area and we'll make the border color there. And so you'll see that each one changed. And now to click out of there, you just click anywhere outside of the area and then do the same highlighting like that. Click the gear settings box and the background. And there we go. So that's how you change that. The buttons are the styling is set to default. That's why if you clicked on the design button, you'll see that it's not set to custom styles. This is, again, one of the things that will be changed in the theme customizer settings. You don't have to worry about changing the buttons individually unless you really, really want to. So the next thing that we're going to go over, so if we wanted to change this background color here, again, click that gear settings icon box and we could change it to something that we already did, or you could take the background out altogether. But that's how you change that there. To change out the image, okay, so there's this background color right here. I know that's behind this image. So if you wanted to change out this color behind it, you'll notice that it's only in this picture area here. So what you're going to do is you're going to click this green row settings box, and then it's only in this one column. So there's two columns here, 1 and 2. So click that column 1 and the background. And so what you'll do here is you'll change the background color. You can change it to match what we've already done everywhere else. Like that. I like that. So click that save button, and then you can change out the placeholder settings, the placeholder text to match your text, and make sure to click save. And then again, don't change out the buttons unless you want to change them out each individually. So this kind words and praise area is the testimonial slider section. To change out the size and the placeholder text that is in the testimonial slider, you'll hover over this gearbox here and click the module settings button. You'll click on each individual box here to change out the actual placeholder text, but to change out the size and the color of the text, it's already set all together, so you don't have to change it out in each individual of the content boxes here. So when you're in this main slider settings area, to change the color and the size of this text here across all of these boxes here, click the design button, click title text, and you'll scroll down to the title text color and you'll change it to whatever color you would like to change it to. So let's see, do that there. And then to change out the text size, you would just change it out there in the title text size area, or you could just leave it where it's at. And then to change out the body text color size, you would scroll down to body text color, and you would just change it out to whatever color you would like to put in there. And then to change the text size for the body on each one, just go up or down there, or you can put in the size there. So once you've done that, click the save button, and then click each individual box to change out the placeholder text there. The title would be there, your title here. And if you wanted to put quotes around that, that's how you do it. There is no button for these. For this icon here, again, it's the same idea and concept. You can choose to put in your icons there, ones that you've purchased, or you can leave the white box there. So then you would just change out this placeholder setting, and then you would click that save button and then do the same for each box that's here. If you didn't want or don't have that many testimonials, you would just delete them there. And then if you wanted to copy it and then make more testimonials, you would do that by clicking this copy button here and then clicking that gear icon to change out the placeholder text. To change out the background color overlay on the testimonial slider, what you'll do is you'll click on the design button and click overlay. So to change it out across every single one of these testimonial sliders, what you'll do is just click on this overlay color and select the color that you would like to put in, and you'll see that it makes an across the board change. Now, if you wanted to change out every single one of these slides individually, you could. So what you would do there is you would click on the slide that you want to change the background color for, click design and overlay, and you can set just one slide to have a different color by doing that. And so you'll see all of the rest of the slides kept the same color, but that one had a different color. So when you're done with that, click the save button and you're all done. to click out this image. It's the same, changing out the placeholder image by clicking on the gear icon and uploading yours. Now, to change out this background color here that's below the testimonial slider, you'll go back up to this green row setting and click on the column 1 and click the background, and you can change it out to whatever color that you would like. So to keep it in matching, we'll do that. Click the save button. Now for this button, it is a different color than the default, so you could change the button. You could choose to not use custom styles, and it would revert back to the default button. And if you do want to change it to something else, you could go ahead and put your own background color by scrolling down and putting in what matches your theme. So that's how to change out the button. And to change out the link to this area, what you're going to want to do anytime that there is that it's not a page. So this frequently asked questions button, it's not an actual page. What it is, it's a drop down to an area on, I believe, your services page. So you'll see in there, you need to go in there and put your website in here. So you would change this whole HTTPS, and it would put in yourwebsite.com. You would keep that /services, and then you would put hashtag FAQ, so that it actually goes to the page. And that's something that will be discussed in the written out directions on how to do after you have all of the pages already set up. You want to make sure that all of your links are working, and that's part of it. So that's what you would do in this link button there. So once you've changed out that area, to change out the staff area, it's the same concept with changing out the placeholder text and the background colors and the borders and the placeholder images. Now to change out, I'll go over to change out the staff area. So there are 4 columns here, and so that's the row. And to delete, so say you only have 3 workers, not 4. What you would do is you would click on that row button there, and you would click that, change the column structure, and so you could actually change it to 3 like that, and it would make it bigger, but you'll see that we actually have 4. So you would just delete that person's information there. If you had 5 or 10 employees, what you would do is you would click that 5 button. You'll see that it does change the column structure a little bit to where you would need to adjust the column settings. Or if you had multiple people, more than 4 or 8, what you could do is, let's see, we've got to move her back up there. So the way to, you just drag and drop back up to that empty space right there. And move her name back under her. And we'll move that back there. So if you wanted to just completely copy this whole row, say you have 8 people, you hit duplicate row, and you could change out the placeholder like I'm going to show you right now. So what we would do is get rid of that, delete. To change out this placeholder image, it's the same concept. Click over and hover over that area, click the gear icon, and put the new picture in there by uploading it or choosing from your files. And then click upload image. And then to change out the border of the image, let's see, you would change out the color by clicking on that. And then you'll see that there is another border right there that you need to change out. So when you go in to change out the placeholder text, just be sure that you also change out the border color. To change out the background color, you are in the text settings of this area. You would just click on the background, scroll down to the background area, and let's see, could do that, could do that, do that. So we could do that way. And then to mass change out everything, you would, for the text, this only works if it's like the same boxes. So the text boxes, we can change out by clicking each text box and then clicking the gear icon, and then we can change the background to that teal color, and we can change the border to that teal color. And again, it's across the board changes. So that's how we would do that. And then you would change out the placeholder text and images for each one of those people. And then to change out the border, mask change amount, you would hover over that, and then click each box. And then we would change out the border color, clicking design, border, and then changing out the border color. So this get to know me down here is a little drop down box. You just click there. So to change that out, you change out the title here. Your title. You can change out the placeholder text here. You'll see in the drop down that's what that looks like. It's set in a closed state, which means all of them are closed. You could change that to be open, so all of them are open automatically. To change out the background, this is the background of the box itself. Let's change it to match. Let's see. And then to change out the design, so the icon, you can change the color of that here. And you can actually change the icon size as well by clicking there. And then you can change the color of the background that's in the toggle. You can make it whatever color you want. And then the closed toggle background, we had already changed it, but you can also change that there to be a different color. So you can change the background both ways. To change out the placeholder text, again, it's the title text. You can change out the color of the open title text color. And that's the color that is right here when it is open. You'll see that it turned orange, so you can change that to whatever you would like. And then when it is closed, you can change that here, and you'll see, let's see, title text. And then you can change out the font here. So to change out the closed title text, you change that here, and that will change the color there. And that's when it's closed, the title color. You can also change the font there. So once you're done, you can also change the body text there. Once you're done, you click the save button, and then you can make those changes across the board there by highlighting and clicking on each of those. Now to change out this newsletter area, what you're going to do to change out the color, you'll see that it is the entire section setting. So you'll click on that blue icon and click the background, and you can change it there and click the save button. And then to change out the background color for this area, you'll click on this green button, and it's the first column, and we'll change that. And you'll also see that there is a color of background there. So we'll change the background by clicking on that gear icon for the email opt-in. If you don't have an email opt-in service and you don't want anybody's email addresses, you can go ahead and you can just delete this entire section by clicking this button here. Or you can change it to have them go to a different area anywhere else. You can just add a button. So to change out your email settings, click that icon button and scroll down. You can change the title here, and you can change the button text right there. I have problems with capitalizing apparently. And then you can actually add a footer there, like a privacy policy. And you would want to include the link to that privacy policy by clicking that insert edit link and adding the link to your privacy policy, or you can just not put anything. And then to add the email account there, you're going to select from the drop-down list, and you'll put in your email account processor. And then once you have that API with your email opt-in settings, it will be added and your list will be in there. So that's something that you have to do in the back end with your email service provider. And then once you're done with that, you click save. And you can also change that button color there by clicking on design and button. And let's see, we don't want to use custom. So it'll revert back to the original color. To change out this placeholder image, you just click on that and change it out in the same way that we've gone over by selecting the file or dragging and dropping. And that is how you update your home page. You're done with the home, and now we'll move on to services next.